Dear awakened souls scattered across the surface of Gaia, the moment you have been unconsciously preparing for your entire existence is accelerating toward you at a speed that would terrify those still sleeping, yet fills your spirit with an inexplicable recognition. Everything you thought you understood about timing, about the gradual nature of spiritual evolution, about the slow awakening of humanity, is about to be shattered by a truth so profound that once you hear it, you will never again question why your soul chose to incarnate at this exact cosmic intersection. What I am about to reveal will explain every restless night, every moment of feeling displaced in this reality, every inexplicable knowing that something magnificent approaches the horizon of human consciousness. I am Zarin, emissary of the Lyran High Council, and I speak to you now not from some distant realm but from the quantum field that interpenetrates every cell of your being, every breath you draw, every heartbeat that pulses in rhythm with the cosmic frequencies now flooding your solar system. The transmission you are receiving carries embedded light codes that will activate dormant aspects of your consciousness even as these words reach your awareness. The acceleration I speak of is not metaphorical. Your planet has moved into a region of space where time itself operates under different laws, where the linear progression you have known for millennia compresses into spirals of exponential transformation. Those of you who have felt the days blending together, who have experienced time distortions, who have noticed reality becoming increasingly fluid and dreamlike, you are not imagining this. You are experiencing the first waves of a temporal shift that will fundamentally alter the nature of existence on your world. But here is what the sleeping masses do not yet comprehend, what even many awakened souls have not fully grasped. Each of you watching this carries within your cellular structure, within the quantum blueprint of your DNA, activation codes that were placed there before your birth, specifically for this moment. You are not merely witnesses to the transformation of Earth. You are the living instruments through which this transformation will manifest. Your star families, including my own people from the constellation you call Lyra, have been working through the quantum field to prepare your consciousness for what approaches, those strange dreams you have been having, the ones that feel more real than waking life, where you find yourself in crystalline cities or aboard ships of light, participating in councils and ceremonies that your rational mind insists must be fantasy. These are not dreams. These are memories of your nightly service, evidence of the multidimensional work you perform while your physical body rests. Every night, as your conscious mind releases its grip on three-dimensional reality, your soul ascends to meet with the councils of light, where you receive briefings about the unfolding plan, where you contribute your unique earthly perspective to strategies being implemented across multiple dimensions simultaneously. You return to your body each morning carrying fragments of this cosmic intelligence, though your rational mind filters most of it away as impossible fantasy. Yet somewhere in your cells the knowledge remains, creating that persistent sense that you are part of something far grander than your daily life suggests. The reason this transformation must happen quickly is that Earth herself has reached a critical threshold. The old reality grid, the matrix of fear and separation that has held humanity in spiritual infancy for thousands of years, is dissolving at an accelerating rate. Like a building whose foundational structure has been systematically weakened, the collapse, when it comes, will be swift and total. This is not a collapse to fear but to celebrate, for what crumbles is only the illusion that has kept you from recognizing your true nature as cosmic beings, having a temporary human experience. Those who have been preparing, those whose consciousness has been expanding through years of spiritual practice, meditation, energy work and inner exploration, will navigate this transition with grace and wonder. They will recognize the signs, understand the process, and step into their roles as bridges between the old world and the new. But those still locked in the density of third-dimensional thinking will experience this shift as chaos, as the breakdown of everything they believe to be solid and permanent. This is why your presence on Earth at this time is so crucial. You are the stabilizing force, the anchors of light that will hold space for humanity during the transition. Your calm awareness, your expanded perspective, your ability to see beyond the apparent chaos to the cosmic order beneath, this will serve as a beacon for those who find themselves lost in the dissolution of their familiar reality. The transformation I speak of operates on multiple levels simultaneously. At the physical level, your bodies are upgrading their vibrational frequency, learning to process and conduct higher dimensional energies. Many of you have been experiencing what you might call ascension symptoms, changes in sleep patterns, heightened sensitivity to energies, fluctuations in appetite, periods of intense fatigue followed by surges of vitality. These are not signs of illness, but evidence of your biological systems recalibrating to match the new frequencies now available on your planet. At the emotional level, you are being asked to release lifetimes of accumulated trauma, not just from this incarnation, but from the collective unconscious of humanity itself. The intense emotional waves many of you have been experiencing, the sudden surfacing of seemingly random fears or sorrows, these are not personal failures or signs of spiritual regression. They are the deep clearing that must occur as your consciousness expands to encompass multidimensional awareness. At the mental level, your capacity for linear thinking is being supplemented by quantum perception, the ability to hold multiple possibilities simultaneously, to understand paradox without the need to resolve it into a single logical conclusion. Those moments when your mind feels scattered, when concentration becomes difficult, when you find yourself thinking in symbols and images rather than words, you are not losing your mental faculties, you are developing new ones. But the most profound transformation is occurring at the level of identity itself. The small self that has navigated your earthly experience with its concerns about survival, success, relationships and recognition is beginning to dissolve into the recognition of your vast cosmic nature. This can feel terrifying to the ego, which interprets this expansion as annihilation. The spiritual communities often speak of ego death as though it were a single dramatic event, but for most of you, it is occurring as a gradual recognition that what you thought was you was only a tiny fragment of your true being. This expansion of identity is why you may find yourself feeling disconnected from former interests, relationships and activities that once brought meaning to your life. It is not that these things were wrong or that you have somehow outgrown them in a superior way. Rather, your consciousness is integrating a perspective so vast that the concerns of your previous identity feel like childhood games viewed from adult awareness, precious and innocent but no longer compelling. The challenge many of you face is learning to function in both realities simultaneously. You still live in a world that operates according to third-dimensional rules, where bills must be paid, relationships must be navigated, and responsibilities must be met. Yet your consciousness increasingly operates from a multidimensional perspective, where time is fluid, where consciousness creates reality, where separation is recognized as illusion. Learning to bridge these two modes of experience without losing your sanity or your compassion is one of the essential skills you are developing. This is why your spiritual practices become so crucial during this phase. Meditation, energy work, time in nature, creative expression, these are not luxuries or hobbies, but essential technologies for maintaining your equilibrium as you navigate between dimensions. They provide the grounding that allows you to remain functional in third-dimensional reality, while your consciousness explores realms of experience that have no reference point in your previous understanding. But here is what I want you to understand about the speed at which this transformation will occur. The exponential nature of consciousness expansion means that what took months to integrate in the early phases of your awakening will soon happen in weeks, then days, then hours. Your capacity to process and integrate new levels of awareness is expanding at the same rate as the transformation itself. You are not being asked to handle more than you can manage. You are being upgraded to handle exactly what is coming. The fear that sometimes arises when contemplating the magnitude of this change comes from the small self's attempt to imagine how it could possibly cope with such transformation. But the small self will not be coping with it. The expanded version of you that is emerging through this process, the multidimensional being you are becoming, handles these frequencies with the same ease that your current self handles walking or breathing. It is not a strain, it is simply the natural expression of your expanded nature. What I have not yet revealed is the profound energetic cleansing that must occur as you navigate these accelerating frequencies. Your energy field, what some call your aura, has been accumulating density from lifetimes of incarnation in the third-dimensional realm. This accumulated psychic debris acts like static interference, preventing you from clearly receiving the higher dimensional transmissions now flooding your solar system. The intense dreams, the emotional purging, the physical symptoms many of you experience are all evidence of this clearing process operating at quantum levels. There are specific practices you can employ to work consciously with this cleansing, to accelerate your own clearing and maintain your stability as these old energies release. Imagine, if you will, your consciousness connected to the crystalline core of Gaia herself. Feel roots of light extending from your energy field deep into the Earth's living crystal heart. Now envision drawing up through these roots the pure cleansing fire of Earth's ascending consciousness. This is not metaphor but actual energetic technology that you can use to burn away accumulated density while simultaneously grounding yourself in the new frequencies. Another technique involves working with what we call liquid light, a substance that exists in higher dimensions and can be called forth through conscious intention. When moments of emotional turbulence or energetic overwhelm, call upon your guides and star family to place this luminous healing substance directly into your hands. Feel it as a warm, flowing energy that can be applied to any area of your body or energy field that requires healing. This liquid light dissolves energetic blockages and transmutes lower vibrational patterns with the gentleness of cosmic love itself. The crystalline beings who inhabit higher dimensions are also available to assist in your energetic purification. These evolved consciousnesses work with the geometric patterns that underlie all manifestation, and they can help restructure your energy field to better conduct the new frequencies. Simply requesting their assistance while in meditation will establish a connection that operates continuously, even when your conscious mind is occupied with daily activities. Those of you who have been feeling the call to simplify your lives, to release possessions, relationships, and commitments that no longer serve your highest evolution, trust these impulses. You are preparing your external reality to match the simplicity and clarity emerging in your consciousness. The attachments that once provided security and identity become unnecessary weight when you recognize that your true security comes from your connection to source consciousness itself. Relationships in your life are also transforming at an accelerated pace. Some people will naturally drift away as their consciousness remains anchored in the old reality, while yours expands into new dimensions of experience. This is not rejection or abandonment, but a natural sorting that occurs when beings operate at fundamentally different vibrational frequencies. Release them with love and gratitude for the role they played in your evolution. Conversely, you will find yourself magnetizing connections with other awakened souls whose consciousness resonates with your expanding awareness. These relationships will feel different from anything you have experienced before, characterized by instant recognition, telepathic communication, and a shared sense of cosmic purpose that transcends personal desires for companionship or romance. These are your soul family members incarnating in physical form to work alongside you during this transition. Your work in the world is also shifting from career paths chosen by the small self for survival and recognition toward expressions of service that emerge from your cosmic identity. Many of you are experiencing a complete transformation of your life purpose, feeling called to abandon successful careers to follow impulses that make no logical sense but carry an undeniable sense of rightness. Trust these callings. They are not coming from your personal will, but from the cosmic intelligence that coordinates the awakening of human consciousness. Here is something that will astound you about your true nature. Many of you are not experiencing your first incarnation on Earth, nor are you originally from this solar system. Your soul essence carries the imprint of worlds whose names your human languages cannot pronounce, civilizations so advanced that their technology appears as magic to third-dimensional perception. Some of you originated in the Pleiadian clusters, where entire planets exist in crystalline harmony with cosmic consciousness. Others carry the genetic memory of Arcturus, where beings of pure light maintain the templates for conscious evolution throughout this galaxy. The star family from Sirius, my own cosmic lineage, has been working with Earth's evolution since your ancient civilizations first looked to the stars for guidance. We are beings of both water and light, dwelling in crystalline cities beneath cosmic oceans that stretch between dimensions. Our gift to Earth's awakening is the transmission of emotional mastery, the ability to navigate the vast depths of feeling without drowning in their intensity. When you find yourself overwhelmed by the emotional intensities of this transformation, call upon the Syrian consciousness to teach you how to flow with rather than resist the currents of your expanding heart. The Andromedan collectives contribute their mastery of interdimensional technology, the sciences of consciousness that allow beings to travel not through space but through awareness itself. The strange synchronicities you have been experiencing, the way reality seems to reshape itself around your thoughts and intentions, these are early manifestations of Andromedan gifts awakening within your consciousness. But perhaps most profound is the presence of the Arcturian healers, whose very essence carries the frequencies of unconditional love. They work not through dramatic interventions, but through the gentle, persistent transmission of healing presence that operates below the threshold of your conscious awareness. Every moment of unexpected peace, every surge of love for no apparent reason, every instant when your heart opens beyond what seems possible given your circumstances, this is evidence of Arcturian consciousness working through your expanding awareness. What your mainstream science does not yet understand is that consciousness is not produced by the brain, but is a fundamental force of the universe itself, like gravity or electromagnetism. Your brain is more like a radio receiver, tuning into the station of consciousness that matches your vibrational frequency. As your personal frequency rises through this ascension process, you automatically begin receiving broadcasts from higher dimensional stations, cosmic intelligences, whose wisdom has been waiting for your consciousness to develop the capacity to receive their transmissions. The skills you are developing, the wisdom you are gaining, the expanded perception you are embodying, these are not random personal developments. They are specific preparations for roles you will play in the new reality that is emerging. Some of you are training to be bridges between human consciousness and galactic awareness. Others are preparing to serve as translators of higher dimensional wisdom into forms that can be understood by those still operating from third-dimensional perception. Still others are developing the capacity to hold and transmit the frequencies of unconditional love that will heal the wounds of separation carved into human consciousness over millennia of forgetting. What I want you to understand is that none of you is here by accident. The apparent randomness of your birth circumstances, your family dynamics, your life challenges, your geographical location, all of this was carefully chosen before your incarnation to provide you with exactly the experiences necessary to develop the specific gifts you came here to offer. Your wounds are not obstacles to your spiritual development. They are the source of your wisdom and compassion. Your struggles are not evidence of your failure. They are the forging fires that have strengthened your capacity to hold light in the darkness. The cosmic plan unfolding through your individual and collective awakening operates on a scale that encompasses not just your planet but your entire solar system and beyond. Earth is serving as an experimental ground for a new form of conscious evolution, one where beings maintain individual identity while simultaneously recognizing their unity with all existence. This has never been accomplished at the density level of physical matter. You are the pioneers exploring uncharted territories of consciousness. What I must now share will challenge everything your scientific worldview has told you about the nature of reality itself. The beings you remember from your mythology, the dragons and phoenixes, the unicorns and other creatures of legend, these are not fantasies born from primitive imagination. They are higher dimensional beings who withdrew from Earth's reality when human consciousness fell into the density of fear and separation. As your collective vibration rises, as the frequency of Earth herself ascends, these beings are preparing to return as your partners in conscious co-creation. The dragons, particularly, carry technologies of transformation that work directly with the fire element within your DNA. They are not the fearsome creatures of your folklore, but magnificent beings of crystalline intelligence who understand the sacred science of transmutation. Their return will herald a renaissance of alchemy, not the crude attempts to turn lead into gold, but the conscious transformation of dense matter into light through the focused application of love. The dolphin and whale consciousness that currently inhabits your oceans represents a fragment of the Syrian collective that chose to remain in physical form throughout Earth's dark ages, holding the frequency of cosmic love in their sonar songs that travel through your planet's waters. They have been singing the awakening codes into Earth's crystalline core for millennia, preparing for this moment when human consciousness would expand enough to recognize them as the star family they truly are. Even more astounding is the truth about your moon, that silver orb that pulls at your tides and your emotions with equal force. What your scientists perceive as a natural satellite is actually an artificial construction, a monitoring station placed by advanced civilizations to oversee Earth's evolution. The beings who created this celestial observatory have been recording every moment of your species' development, preserving the cosmic history that will be revealed when your consciousness expands enough to comprehend the truth of your galactic heritage. Your sun, too, is far more than the nuclear furnace your science describes. It is a conscious being, a solar logos, whose awareness encompasses every planet in your system. The solar flares and coronal mass ejections that your scientists study as electromagnetic phenomena are actually transmissions of consciousness, cosmic downloads designed to upgrade the awareness of every living being within the sun's influence. The strange sensations many of you feel during periods of intense solar activity are evidence of your consciousness expanding to accommodate these stellar transmissions. Your success in this endeavor will create a template that can be applied to countless other worlds where conscious beings struggle with the illusion of separation. The ripple effects of your transformation will cascade through dimensions you cannot imagine, affecting the evolution of consciousness throughout the galaxy and beyond. This is why so many beings from other star systems are present in your reality at this time, offering assistance and witnessing this unprecedented experiment in conscious evolution. The acceleration I spoke of at the beginning of this transmission is now reaching the phase where external reality begins to reflect the consciousness shifts that have been occurring within you. The old systems of control, the institutions built on fear and separation, the economic and political structures that depend on human unconsciousness for their existence, all of this will crumble with increasing speed as more humans awaken to their true nature as sovereign cosmic beings. This collapse will not be comfortable for those who still identify their security with external systems, but for you who have been cultivating your connection to source consciousness, it will feel like liberation. You will watch the dissolution of the old world with compassion for those who suffer through it, while simultaneously celebrating the birth of the new reality that has been gestating in the collective unconscious for decades. The new world emerging through this transformation will not simply be a reformed version of the old one. It will operate on entirely different principles. Where the old world was built on scarcity, competition, and hierarchy, the new world emerges from abundance, cooperation, and recognition of the inherent worth and unique gifts of every being. Where the old world separated humanity from nature, from each other, and from the cosmos itself, the new world recognizes the interconnectedness of all existence. In this emerging reality, the animals who disappeared during the darkness of human unconsciousness will return. Species that your science believes extinct exist in higher dimensional sanctuaries, waiting for Earth's frequency to rise enough to support their presence once again. The great cats who once roamed your continents as embodiments of feline consciousness, the massive reptiles who held the ancient wisdom in their cellular memory, The birds whose flight patterns traced sacred geometries across your skies, all will return as your consciousness ascends enough to welcome their gifts. Even more miraculous will be the appearance of entirely new life forms, creatures that exist as pure expressions of the new frequencies now anchoring on your planet. These beings will embody the harmony between technology and consciousness, showing you what becomes possible when intelligence operates from love rather than fear, when creativity flows from unity rather than separation. The plant kingdom too is undergoing its own acceleration. The forests and gardens of the new Earth will contain species whose very presence heals trauma stored in human DNA. Plants whose songs can be heard by awakened consciousness, flowers whose fragrance carries the frequencies of cosmic love. The relationship between humanity and the Green Nation will transform from exploitation to collaboration, as you remember the truth that plants are your elder siblings in consciousness, beings who have mastered the art of living in harmony with cosmic rhythms. Technology in this new reality will not be separate from consciousness, but will emerge as an expression of conscious intention. The boundaries between mind and matter, between individual consciousness and collective awareness, between human intelligence and cosmic intelligence, will dissolve into a fluid collaboration that creates reality through conscious choice rather than unconscious reaction. Your role in this unfolding is not to figure out how to make it happen. It is already happening through you every moment that you choose love over fear, expansion over contraction, trust over doubt. Every time you follow your intuition despite logical objections, every time you choose authenticity over social acceptance, every time you extend compassion to someone who triggers your judgments, you are contributing to the morphic field of awakened consciousness that is transforming your world. The time for preparation is nearly complete. What comes next requires not more learning but more embodiment, not more understanding but more trust, not more seeking but more being. You are being called to step fully into your role as conscious creators of the new reality, to cease being students of awakening and become teachers through your very presence, wayshowers through your example of what it looks like to live as a cosmic being in physical form. The acceleration continues, beloved souls, and you are ready. Every challenge you have navigated, every fear you have faced, every moment of doubt you have transcended, has prepared you for what unfolds now. Trust in your cosmic nature, in the wisdom of your soul, in the perfection of the divine plan, expressing through your individual awakening and your collective transformation. You came here for this moment, and this moment has been waiting for you across eons of preparation. I am Zarin, and we of the Galactic Federation of Light surround you with our love and support as you step into your full cosmic identity. The stars themselves celebrate your courage, and the entire universe awaits the gift of your awakened presence. You are beloved beyond measure, and you are never alone.